So, before I start, I just want to get this out there. This is the third, slightly fourth time I record this video, because the first time that I recorded it, there was some lighting issue and the echo was terrible, and also I ran out of space in my computer. The second time I recorded the video, I was already in the process of editing it, and as I take a little break to check on my newsfeed, lo and behold, they release this.
There you are.
Who are these jerks?
No clue. It just appeared.
Which is pretty much what I wanted to talk about. So now I have to remake the video because what I was going to say in the past video now makes no sense. Yeah. Oh yeah, and this is my first video on YouTube, so that's exciting. Roll intro. Welcome to the Mind of X, the show where we talk about all things geek, with a focus on comics, movies, TV shows, video games, tabletop, role-playing game hints, anything that really comes to my mind. My name is Felix Alexander, and let's get this show on the road. So as you saw in the intro to the video, I was going to talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then they released this bomb of an announcement. They're not only working on Remake Part 2, how we've all learned to call it, they're also working on some other smaller projects that are going to keep people busy until Part 2 arrives, which I think is great, really. They talk about 3 different projects. They talk about Integrade, they talk about The First Soldier, and they talk about Ever Crisis. So the first project I want to talk about is Integrade. Integrade is going to deal with Yuffie and how she is looking for the main group. Now, if you don't know Yuffie is a character that was introduced in the game a little bit further than Midgard. You really had no contact with her or even knowledge of her existence until a little bit further in the story. Now, in the original game, she just showed up as a sort of extra character, and the extra title of the character really did show in that there wasn't so much story content involving her. Yeah, she said a couple of things here and there during the story, but it wasn't anything important to the progression of the story. This time around, however, she is apparently going to have a big chunk of the story dedicated to her, seeing as the whole thing, the whole DLC, I guess, is about her. And also, not only is it going to go deeper into Yuffie's character, or Yuffie, or however you would like to call her. I'll call her Yuffie because it makes more sense to me. They're also going to talk about Deep Ground. Now, if you don't know who Deep Ground is an enemy organization that is part of Shinra. Now, they were the main antagonists in the game Dirge of Cerberus, which featured very heavily Yuffie and Vincent Valentine, who we have no idea how they're going to deal with their character as of late. So what I really like about this content update is that they're going to not only start introducing other characters and other aspects of the story that go maybe a little bit deeper than what we thought they were going to go with, it's also sort of validating gamers' past experiences with the franchise. When Remake came out, I was wondering if they were going to hint at things that happened in the other games. And now with this, I guess it's not going to happen exactly like in the past games, but it is making sure that they are validating your time spent in the franchise. So I think it's a very cool nod to the players and to those who grew up loving the series, because it's basically telling them, yes, we heard you, we are validating all of this. It matters. And that, I think, was great on their behalf. The second project that they are going to include is The First Soldier. Now, I hate PvP. I'm more of a PvE kind of guy. So, naturally, I hate battle royales. But I love Final Fantasy VII, so I don't know how I feel about that. The first Soldier is going to be a battle royale in the vein, I guess, of PUBG or Fortnite without the crafting, and many of the other battle royale games out there, in which you apparently are going to play one of the first batch of soldiers in a fight to the death against other soldiers. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any story included with it, and that's what's really got me intrigued. I don't want to not play the game and then have some details in there informing what's going to happen in the other games. I really don't want to miss that. So, as much as I hate PvP, and as much as I hate Battle Royale, I'm definitely going to try this because I'm really interested in knowing where the story is going. Final Fantasy VII is one of my favorite installments across all of the franchise, and honestly, the more of it that I consume, the more I seem to love the game, and I love the narrative that they're presenting. So, that to me is a win. Now, there is one thing that I'm kind of worried about. Is it going to have any connection to the Final Fantasy VII Remake? Because I think people are really expecting to be able to consume this new world, this new narrative that they're introducing, and if it doesn't connect back to the game, to the remake games, then I think it's just a waste of time. It's just a little fun experiment, I'm guessing. So they also announced Ever Crisis. So I'm super excited about Ever Crisis because I've been wanting something like this for the longest time. I really have. I think this is really the remake I was hoping for. And heck, even if I won't be able to play it on Switch or on the PlayStation or on PC, which I hope eventually they do bring it, I'll be able to play it on my phone, and I take my phone everywhere, so that's a win, I guess. I'm really excited about what we're going to have next, and I'm really excited to see where these new projects are going. I'm going to try to keep up to date and make sure that I release a new video whenever there's some new information. So if you really want to know and you want to stay in the loop, make sure you like the video and you subscribe to the channel and you click on that notification bell icon so you can stay up to date whenever I release a new video. Also, thank you for being here with me in my first video for YouTube ever. It's not going to be the only one. Now, that's it for today. My name is Felix Alexander. Have a great day and peace.